The biggest winner of the U.S. election, China. Way to undermine faith in our democracy. Joe Biden just essentially clinched Georgia. They found just enough votes to push him almost 1,000 votes atop Donald Trump. Gee, I wonder, all this time counting, all the water main pipes that burst, all the excuses, all the extra ballots that they managed to find, did they find any extra for Donald Trump? Huh? No. Are they going to? No. Congratulations, China. I and various other pundits have been warning about the fact that mail-in votes at this massive scale are going to undermine the faith in our democracy. You are going into uncharted waters in most states. Yes, some states have successfully had mail-in voting for years. Yet during the most important election, you are finding an excuse, despite the fact that both Dr. Birch and Dr. Fauci said that we could vote in person. Yet you want universal mail-in voting. You've seen Project Veritas expose ballot harvesting in Minnesota. You've seen them do it in Texas. Fraud on a massive scale. 5,000 votes at a time. With 1,000 votes, do you not think that this has the possibility, no matter who wins in the courts, because this is going to go to the courts, the faith in our election system is basically destroyed, because no matter who wins now, half of the population are not going to believe the tabulations, which means that China is now the big winner. Meanwhile, in the U.S., we have internal strife, internal conflict over something that could have been dealt with. And this is partly the fault of Donald Trump. Donald Trump and the Republicans did not protect against this. They somehow allowed mail-in voting to come into vogue. It was probably part of the machinations in terms of the stimulus checks. And this is what Nancy Pelosi wanted. You want no signature verification like they have in Pennsylvania? Oh my goodness. Faith in democracy undermined. And the Democrats' desire for power and the billionaire class that have destroyed our republic in the name of regaining power, in the name of the deep state, so that they do not get prosecuted for what they've done with Michael Flynn, etc., etc. This is a tragedy. The U.S., everybody follows the U.S., and faith in democracy has lifted the rest of the world because they saw the U.S. as the shining beacon with decent elections. Not that there's never been fraud. Of course there has been, but not on the massive scale that is in all likelihood existing today. I'm really upset because now China has the upper hand. Now China is going to be negotiating against Joe Biden, who can't even remember what state he's in, who can't even remember the fact that he's running for president, not the Senate, who states that he's commissioned the largest.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
This sleepy Alzheimer's patient has supplanted Donald Trump, and now we're going to have Kamala Harris, in all likelihood, running the country within 1 year. She cannot negotiate with a frickin' trout. A trout would out-negotiate her, because the moment the trout started flopping around, she'd laugh maniacally, and the trout would gain the upper hand. How do you think that she's going to do against President Xi, against Vladimir Putin? I am so distraught at what I believe to be election fraud, regardless of whether or not there was. The fact is that the Democrats opened the door for this possibility. Florida, they learned from the hanging Chad incident of 2000, and now their election went relatively smoothly. You want to tell me that the rest of the states can't count smaller numbers of ballots than Florida has? Why did Trump outperform so drastically in every single place where they're finding more mail-in ballots? They all just happen to favor Joe Biden. Nowhere else, just all these places where they're taking extra long to count. I'm genuinely upset by this. And the U.S. deserves better. The citizens of the world deserve better. And the evildoers who have created this scenario should be called into account. They should be held responsible. Unfortunately, it's unlikely to happen because these are the people with power. These are the people that can silence you on Twitter for saying virtually anything, for calling in to question results that they don't like. Oh, sure, they can go on for 4 years about how A few $1,000s of Russian money destroyed our election process in 2016. Yet Michael Bloomberg can throw millions of dollars at paying off convicted felons in Florida their fines so that they can go vote. How much money was spent on all this? George Soros, China, whoever else is in charge of this destruction of our faith in our election systems, in our institutions, should be held responsible. Now, it's going to go to the courts. There's no doubt about that. It's going to the courts. I am really, this is a bad day. This is a bad day for democracy around the world. This obvious rigging of the election. You can't tell me that all these votes came in and Donald Trump is polling so much better with black populations than he did at 18%, and suddenly it comes in like 99-1 in Milwaukee. Yeah, that is so statistically unlikely. There's no possibility. Okay, that's that. That's the thoughts on the matter. Congratulations to China, the big election winner. If you guys find this content valuable, share it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, thumb up the video. Peace out. Just remember, be present, concentrate on the moment. Hopefully we make it through this. Hopefully the U.S. is not destroyed. Peace.